Hey Terrarians, how's it going? My name is Pixelated Fireball, and welcome back to Fargo's. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, moonlords and brain squids, all forms of existence out there, the time has finally come to finish off pre-hard mode and take the next step into the true pain and suffering that is the hard mode experience of Fargo's Eternity mode. I'd like to believe that I'm ready. I really would like to believe that. So far, the pre-hard mode bosses haven't been extremely challenging. They've been a little bit of a learning curve because they're quite different than their standard variants. But you know what? We've made some good progress against them. I don't think that there is a boss in pre-hard mode that I've fought that's taken me more than like 2 tries to beat. But I know that as soon as I get into hard mode, everything is going to go sideways. Everything is going to get topsy-turvy and wild and way out of control. This is easy mode. So with that said, on today's agenda on the menu today is one delicious deviant, and then eventually the wall of flesh. As I said, finishing off pre-hard mode and jumping into the real challenge of Fargo's. And now, I have done absolutely everything in my abilities to prepare my base and my world and myself, really, for the things that happen in hard mode. I have grinded up a significant amount of potions, mostly just the defensive and sort of quality of life potions, the calming potions, obsidian skin to deal with the underworld, as well as mining potions to speed that up. I've stacked up my regeneration, iron skin, swiftness, and endurance, as well as given myself cooked fish, which does count for all of this, so I have a good setup of just standard buffs. Unfortunately, Deathweed is a big pain in the butt to try to get, so it was a little bit more challenging to get Wrath and Rage potions, even though fishing is extraordinarily easy now, because I finally got myself the new Angler enchantment. We're going to talk about all that stuff very briefly. I will show you down here, I've made some significant adjustments to this little mob farm down here. I have fully automated it, I've put my traps in, got it all set up to a timer, got some dart traps, got some geysers from down underground, and I have set up all of these little areas over here, if you can see them up there. I've got all these layers here, because little fun fact, if you didn't know, in order to get the mobs to spawn, granite, or marble, corruption, crimson, hallowed, it only needs a particular block to spawn on top of. Not the actual fountain or the background. The biome itself doesn't matter. The mobs can spawn in any biome as long as there is a block like this for them to spawn on. So I've got all these set up. I'm going to add Hallow to this collection as soon as I get into hard mode. So I should be able to get a whole bunch of mobs down here in this little area. Now, I assume it's going to get quite inhospitable down here. It's already pretty wild over here, and I imagine as soon as I get into hard mode, all of these other biomes combined together are definitely going to make things extraordinarily dangerous down here. It is no longer an auto farm, because I put in the Crimson and Corruption over here, and the Eater of Souls and the Chimeras are capable of going through solid blocks, so unfortunately I can't just stand here and just let it go like this anymore. I've got to have either some really, really strong summons out, like my little buddy Eater of Worlds over here flying around handling business, or I have to just make sure my spawn is set here, and it'll kind of be... I prefer to be in the middle right here, so there's an even amount of distance between the left and the right side, so mobs don't spawn in the little gaps over there. I do have a little bit of space due to this little column over here where enemies can't spawn, as well as a little bit of a gap there that is completely covered by stone, except for a little area, which I did have to dig out to prevent these corrupt blocks from spreading through, because it's only 2 blocks thick. But yes, I've got this all set up and squared away, and I should be able to have access to some really, really, really good stuff right at the very beginning, thanks to my setup down here. So now with all that said, I can finally show you guys some of the other things that I have collected while I was in between episodes here. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Slime King Slasher. It is a rare drop. It's the Eternity mode, like, fancy Fargo's weapon that you get from the King Slime. I was not aware that this even existed in the first place. Oh good, a nymph. That's just fantastic. Excuse me, do you mind? Do you really have to show up at the most inconvenient times? The Slime King Slasher drops from King Slime. It is his special weapon. This thing just shoots out some short-range, penetrating slime spikes, 3 and 4 alternating. Actually, looks like they don't penetrate. Never mind, forget I said that. But they do a good bit of damage. Would be really good against the Eye of Cthulhu. If I had actually known that this item dropped, I was not aware of that. I thought that the Slime King's medallion was his special weapon. But you know what? This works too. Pretty good, not bad. I've noticed that there is a little bit of a progression in this mod, sort of a little bit. That the Eternity mode items and the weapons that you get from the bosses are something that are very useful for the next one. So I assume that as I go through hard mode, it'll stay very much the same way. Although I feel like when I get there, it's going to rely much more on me being able to know the boss's patterns than actually doing damage to them. I mean, which is always a good thing, but it's definitely something that it's going to be helpful to learn. Get really used to Rods of Discord and grappling and all of my dodging and jumping and blocking, which I really need to get better at. The next things that I want to show you are these new enchantments. I mentioned the Angler enchantment before. There's nothing to really show. It is created out of the Angler set, the Angler tackle bag, wooden, reinforced, and fiberglass fishing rods, as well as 5 of any trash. Could be the boots, could be whatever. Anything garbage-wise, so there's finally a use for those things. And this just essentially makes fishing much easier, much faster, much better. Increases fishing skill, catch fish almost instantly, effects of the Angler tackle bag. As long as they aren't all shoes, you can go home happily. I got that taken care of, so that's that out of the way. The next thing is the copper enchantment, which I was finally able to craft now that I have access to wires. It is made out of the copper set, short sword, amethyst staff, 20 wire, and first encounter from the painter. And what this does is attacks have a chance to shock enemies with lightning. It essentially causes the projectiles that fall down from the lightning rod, those little lightning projectiles there, it causes all of your attacks to shoot those out at random. I think it's any attacks, really. As you can see, it kind of just flies out in any direction. I'm pretty sure it penetrates, inflicts the electrified debuff. I don't know if it homes or anything like that, but it's pretty valuable, I guess. Could be good for crowd control. And that's pretty much it for enchantments. But there is one more thing that I wanted to show you, and in order to properly demonstrate this lovely thing that I discovered, I have to go up to the surface, because I need a lot of space. So, you might have noticed that I have one individual silt block favorited in my inventory for no particular reason. Now, I don't know if anybody else has discovered this. I don't know if this is the Fargo's problem, or if it is some kind of Tmod loader bug. I'm not sure exactly. I've never seen it do this before, so I'm assuming it's a Fargo's thing. But take a look at this. One silt block. So as you can see, there's quite a great deal more than one silt block falling from the sky over here. Essentially, what I have discovered, if my creepers would get out of the way, is I have basically infinite access to silt. And now this works with any silt or slush. Either one works just fine. You can stack this up as much as you want. And yeah, this is definitely something that would have been very valuable to have at the beginning of the game, because I could essentially get any gem, as well as any ore, aside from like Deviantt and Grimtane and Hellstone and that stuff, pretty much instantaneously. I can just sit here, do this all day long, fill this whole thing up with slush right here, and then go and collect it. Also, it is quite a satisfying thing, I've got to say, to ride down on top of this right here. Pretty satisfying. Get ready for some more Terraria ASMR here. Take a look and see. Oh, yes. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Love it. Turned one silt block into 1,520. And of course, you can take this up to your extractinator, which I do have one up here. Cannot remember why. But throw it all in there. Get yourself a whole bunch of ore, a whole bunch of gems, and a whole bunch of coins. Maybe even potentially a platinum. So like I said, I don't know if it's a Fargo's issue. I'm assuming I'm not the first person to ever discover that. I'm assuming it's a bug because I couldn't find anything about infinite silt or slush in the mod config. But there's that. Little friendly exploit or bug or whatever you want to call it. And you know what, I would be lying if I said I didn't maybe kind of sort of take advantage of that a little bit to get myself a good hefty handful of gold for reforging. However, of course, as in the last episode, the Goblin did not want to upgrade my Frostbark boots. I traded in Rash for Angry. You know what, I'll take it. But with all that said, that's all you've missed. That is all my off-camera stuff. Like I said, I tried to make sure that I had as much as possible so I was ready to go into hard mode, because I'd really hate to have to do any backtracking. If I missed anything, any enchantments other than the fossil and the gladiator, which I'm not able to get because I can't get sturdy fossils, I'm sure you guys will all let me know in the comments of this video. But without any further ado, it is now time to head down to the Underworld and get some Hellstone stuff so I can finally fight the Deviant and get myself some last pieces of upgrades. I think there's some more enchantments waiting for me down there. I've got all of my proper stuff, all of my little items to set up a little base down there, beds, campfires, heart lanterns, sunflowers, all the good stuff. So I should be ready to go. Ready to head down there and get myself all set up and started. So I'm just gonna build down right here. This seems to be like the best way to go about doing this. I would prefer to not have water in my way, but I feel like it's gonna be unavoidable. I know that there is an Instavator and a Hellevator, like, device or something like that. But unfortunately, all of these things, all of these Instatracks, Instabridge, Instavator, all of this stuff takes sturdy fossils. So I'm not able to use any of it. So we gotta do this the hard way. We gotta go digging down the good old-fashioned way, dig a big hole, and eventually I will get down there. So when I have finally reached the bottom of this pit here, and I am ready to take on the Underworld as best I can, I will see you then. Alright, I think I've got myself a pretty decent, albeit ramshackle hut down here, made out of some stone slabs. I got my bed set up, I've got my sunflower, my heart lantern, even brought the dryad down here to make sure that the mob spawns are reduced as much as possible. Even with my calming potion on, though, it sort of seems like the mob spawn rate is pretty high down here anyway, but whatever, it doesn't matter. It's the Underworld. It should be a little bit dangerous. Made sure I set myself up a little actuatable entrance over here so the mobs don't just kind of fly their happy little selves right up into my base and murder me without even me going down into the Underworld. So with that done, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're finally ready to head on inside and see what the Underworld is all about. Should be relatively safe. I mean, I got some good buffs down here, got my obsidian skin, so I shouldn't be getting killed by any lava, at least. Looks like I see some lava slimes down here who have the ability to propel themselves upward with lava. Hey, there's a god voodoo doll. Right over there, ready to go. Let's grab that before the pain and suffering. Thank God I have the iron enchantment. I imagine that some accidental wall of flesh spawns are to be expected. There is a lot of stuff down here. Let me make sure I don't have... Okay. Ash is not on Veinminer. Go obsidian potion. Let's go down here and get as much hellstone as possible. Got my shadow key, right? There we go. Okay, that would be really embarrassing if I were to head down here without that, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need everything from down here. As much hellstone as I can get my hands on, plus all of the items from the shadow chests and a hell forge. Once I get that stuff, should be good to go. Should be able to get as much of this stuff as possible in no time, though. So far, I'm not on fire, like I was the first time I came down here, whenever I gave the arms dealer a little bit of a nice hot bath. Because I'm pretty sure while I was down here, I am perpetually on fire as long as I'm in the Underworld. Let's find a space a little bit less lava-y. Alright, let's go right in here, get our hell forge. Got that piece ticked off. I wonder if any of the paintings down here are relevant. I would assume so. Is that a leech? Why is there a leech out here? Do those things just spawn naturally? It's kind of interesting. Suppose I can see what kind of debuff they'll give me whenever I actually face off against them for real. What about the paintings? Ominous Presence doesn't do anything. Soul Reaper does not. Just keeping my eye out for as much stuff as possible. Never know what you might need. So far, the Underworld really isn't all that bad. Though I suppose whenever I spend the majority of my time swimming around in lava, I don't really get to experience the full joy of the Underworld and all of its lovely denizens. Though I suppose the full Underworld experience should be whilst completely submerged in lava. I feel like that really is the Underworld experience. Ah, well, would you look at that? Looks like the old arms dealer is doing well. I'd say that is a lesson learned. Hey, we got a cascade. I think that is another piece of the puzzle taken care of. Oh, wait a minute. What is that? A red devil? Wait a minute, a red devil. Oh, great. Those things can spawn down here? That is just lovely. Okay, well... Ah, God, 296. Please tell me they cannot hit that hard. I really don't want to get one shot by those things. But yes, we've got the cascade. I think that is another piece of the puzzle taken care of. So I have the Obsidian Outlaw set. I've got an Obsidian Rose, Obsidian Horseshoe, and a Cascade, so I should be able to make this right now. So that is that enchantment taken care of. Let's push on, though. Get as much Hellstone as humanly possible. Make sure I'm not wanting for any of that stuff. Oh, wow. Okay, Demon. Pretty enthusiastic with those Demon Scythes. Oh, yeah. Good job. You're doing real well. Shame they don't travel through solid blocks, though. That kind of is a little bit on the anticlimactic side, but definitely bonus points for the enthusiasm. Definitely bonus points there. Is that a blazing wheel? Oh, great. Those things can spawn down here. Does that mean they're going to end up being on my hell bridge? Because I would really rather not. That just seems like a little bit overkill. Where are all the shadow chests? There's got to be some down here somewhere. Aha! Open sesame. What do we got? We got the Sun Fury. Not bad. And some Inferno potions. And you are used for the Molten enchantment, so I just need to get the Demon's Eye. That's the painting we're looking for. I need a Dark Lance and a Phoenix Blaster, plus the Molten set. Nearby enemies are ignited. The closer they are to you, the more damage they take. When you are hurt, you violently explode to damage nearby enemies. Well, I do like a good spontaneous, violent explosion. That definitely is something I could get behind. Next chest, what do we got? There's the Dark Lance. I think that's all the stuff out of the Shadow chest that I needed. Though I'm sure the Hellwing Bow and all that stuff are going to be valuable for essences at least later, because it seems like I've got just about all the weapons from them except for these, plus the emblems, which I know I do need to get from the Wall of Flesh. God, what is that noise? What? Wait, huh? Excuse me? Hello? What are you doing here? Okay, guess we're gonna fight the wall of flesh now. Oh my god, I'm not ready. Well, that's fine. I was at the edge of the world anyway. Is he still going? Yes, he is. He is light speed over there. Okay, interesting. Suppose that is to prevent me from just respawning up here and jumping back down there after him. I got a fleshy doll, though. Make sure you use it in the underworld. I could make a bundle of dolls out of this with an overloader. Could I spawn 100 walls of flesh? Because I feel like that would be quite an experience. That's fine. I needed to go back to the other side anyway. I was gonna say that the world generation all the way over here at the end, very interesting. I don't know, it looks very cool. Don't quite understand it, but you know what? I guess we'll look at that some other time, because the Wall of Flesh had other ideas. So, see what we got here. There's the Hellwing Bow. And as I suspected, it is for the Sharpshooter's Essence, which I have everything for except for the Red Rider and the Paintball Gun. So I guess I need to do the holiday stuff a little bit more. And I have to kill the painter. Is there anything else that I'm missing? I feel like there's something else I don't have. Flame Lash, that's the one. Okay, so almost 2,000 Hellstone ore, a Sun Fury, a Flame Lash, Hellwing Bow, Dark Lance, Hellforge, and a Cascade. I do believe that is everything I need from down here. Okay, good to know. So let's head back up to the surface and see what all I can craft out of this stuff. All right, let's craft up some Hellstone, see what we got. Okay, I feel like 325 ought to be plenty. You can get all of the stuff. I'm sure I'm gonna need a Flamerang, probably gonna need the Fiery Greatsword at some point. There's the Phoenix Blaster. Molten Fury is not a material, so I don't need to worry about that. I was told that the Phoenix Blaster might be a decent weapon against the Deviant, though, so I'm going to hold on to that. Molten Pickaxe I'm going to need eventually, so I'll grab that. Molten Hamaxe, we will grab that to replace our Meteorite Hamaxe. There's the Molten Set, can craft myself some of that. Take that out for the enchantment. What else? Anything else in particular I can grab? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so what all do I need for the Molten Enchantment? So for the Molten Enchantment, I need my Sun Fury, Phoenix Blaster, Dark Lance, and Demon's Eye. I don't have the painting, but I can run back down there and grab that real quick. Shame I do not have another handgun. I'm gonna have to make one. Can I? I should have a golden key, plus some dungeon crates in here. Oh, I'm just short one dungeon crate. Well, I don't really feel like fighting Skeletron again, so guess we'll just have to skip that one for the Deviant and make the enchantment instead, because in the long run, I feel like this is gonna be much more valuable. Here is all the stuff for the obsidian. Got the rose, I need the cascade, got the horseshoe, and I just need a fire blossom, which I apparently have 99 of, so that's pretty handy, I guess. Okay, so all I gotta do is grab the painter, head back down to the underworld, and see if he will sell me that painting. And you've reached your final destination. Hey, he's on fire too, that's great. Okay, where is it? Where's the eyeball? Demon's Eye. Got it. Okay, let's go back up. I very much so considered just leaving him down here, but I'm not that cruel. I would never leave anybody just sitting down here to suffer and burn for eternity. Yeah, I'm just too good of a person to do that. Alright, let's make these enchantments, see if there's anything worth bringing along for the Deviant. There's the Molten Enchantment and the Obsidian Enchantment. Okay, so nearby enemies are ignited. The closer they are to you, the more damage they take. When you are hurt, you violently explode. Okay, let's find something to test that out on. Let me get hit. Ah, they're dying too fast. Come here, I just want to hit you. I just want to get hit by you. Okay, well, there was the explosion. Okay, well, looks pretty decent. They shall know the fury of hell. Now we got the Obsidian Enchantment, which seems drastically less interesting. So I need some lava to test that out on, I suppose. Don't really have any lava here. I mean, Cursed Flames burns pretty hot. I think actually, technically, the flames from Cursed Flames burns hotter than regular fire, so, you know. They should make a cursed variant of lava. I think that would be the worst thing, the most painful experience ever. But a little bit of like Ichor lava or Cursed Flame lava might definitely make things interesting. Make things pretty exciting. I think I might be swapping out my Crimson set for the Hellstone set, though. I'm gonna have to make myself another one of those, just for the sake of defensive purposes. Because while it's pretty much primarily melee, and I'm probably gonna be using something ranged to deal with the Deviant, kinda wanna have that for myself. Much as I like the increased health regen, more defense is definitely gonna be valuable, especially considering how fast I got killed by the Wall of Flesh. I don't even know what hit me, but something very bad hit me. Whatever it was. Okay, so with all that made, I think I am ready to go and make the Deviant's Curse and give her a try. So what all did I need for a Deviant's Curse again? Need Gel, Lens, Rotten Chunk, Stinger, and Hellstone Bar. Okay. Well, I've got the gel in my inventory already. Got plenty of that stuff. Got the lens, lots of rotten chunks, got the stinger, and our hellstone bar. Okay, so let's go craft this, and then we will take a look at her. And hopefully things don't go hilariously, horribly, painfully, awfully bad. Okay, so I've got her up here on the surface. I was advised to keep her away from my NPCs because she kind of has a nasty habit of murdering everybody, apparently, on her way flying up to me. I suppose I use her summoning item and she just kind of flies up from wherever she's at. Now, this is the only boss fight so far that I am actually, like, genuinely nervous about because I don't know anything about her. This is a brand new boss for me. I have no idea what she's gonna do to me. The only thing I do know is that she gives me some advice about how to beat her. Apparently she has a petrification ability, so blocks and turning away can nullify that. I suppose her abilities would center around all of the things that make up her sprite. I guess that makes sense. There's some butterfly wings there, some rune wizard stuff, there's a nymph stuff there. I'm not sure about the shoes. I don't know. Don't know what her chest is made up of, but I'm assuming that all of her abilities will be a combination of everything that all the bosses and enemies have thrown at me throughout the course of this entire Let's Play, so I might not have the best setup, but whatever. I just want to see what she does, sort of familiarize myself with the fight, and then eventually I will take her down for real. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's just jump into this and see what happens. Alright, Deviant, bring it on. Okay, she does some teleporty business here. Got some interesting music as well. Looks like she's shooting out those rune wizard projectiles like I expected. She's healing every time she hits me, so that must be the reason to have the nymph's perfume. Lots of projectiles everywhere. Okay, there's the petrification, and she froze me. There's the laser beam, and I've been eliminated. Okay, so I was destroyed by a love ray. That's unique. Okay, well, she's got lots of projectiles, she teleports around a lot, she petrifies me, as I read there. Where is she at now? Is she still over here? Okay, she's just chilling over here. I don't want you to run back down, so we're gonna sit here and just chill for a little while I regenerate, and then we'll give this another try. Okay, she's dropping some mimics now, that's interesting. Ah, God, okay. Don't touch that. Okay. There's her Medusa, let's block. That didn't work! The block didn't work! Oh, no! Okay, so lesson learned there. Apparently, the block from the iron enchantment does not work on her petrification. So whenever she does that, I guess I just have to turn away. Let's just keep the suffering on going here. Ha! Dodged her petrification that time. Now I can get out of the way of that super laser now. Take that. Not doing too bad so far, but I expected to get much worse. A little mini laser. Okay, she's doing some dungeon stuff. I have confetti now. That's great. Thank you for changing my ammo type. Really appreciate that. So some Paladin's hammers in there as well. I am extremely slow. Yeah, I don't really think I like that very much. Oh, God, okay. So there's some quick fire lasers there. Don't really recognize the pattern on that yet. Okay, we're back to charging again. She's got a lot of darts sticking out of her. Looks like she's a little bit uncomfortable there. Doing all right so far, though, I gotta say. Okay, she regenerated. Good to know. And we got biomimics out there. Is that a jungle mimic? Lots of hearts. Don't want to get hit by any of that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Those ignore immunity frames. Ah, what is that thing? Okay. Big hammer. Okay, we're at a dodge phase. Pretty easy. This should be simple to avoid. Okay, sandstorm. She just does a little bit of everything, doesn't she? There's frostfire as well. I'm being killed by my own kind. Blue fireballs. What is this? Oh my God, what is all that? Suppose I should make this arena a little bit bigger. Oh boy. Not really sure how those little laser projectiles work, but we'll figure it out. So it seems like her attacks are very much so completely and totally random, and there's not really any rhyme or reason to them. They just kind of appear in some kind of set order, and you just have to recognize what they are before she does them. Okay, so we got some butterflies. Interesting. That's new. Whole lot of stuff. She definitely does exactly what I expected. She's just doing a little bit of a combination of everything. Okay, what is this? Okay, we got the shadow something. That must be what slows me. That's definitely got to be avoided. Okay, we're doing this again. Ah, not gonna get hit by that twice. Nope, fooled me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Nope. Ah, skulls. Ah, God, okay, there's a lot more of them this time. Ah, got hit by one of them. Oh, that's why you guys mentioned the debuffs, because that purity thing that she shoots up there takes away all of them temporarily. Okay, so we got a little Medusa here. Got that avoided pretty well. Gotta get out of the way of the super laser. Good God. Should've used a slime out there. Okay, I think we might finally actually have her. I mean, the battle could go any direction, honestly, at this point. There's so much stuff going on right now. Just gotta not get killed by something stupid. Oh, wait, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have her. There we go. Oh boy, my God. Okay, man. I gotta say, I love that fight, and I hate that fight at the same time. As you can see, I've definitely changed up my strategy. And this area is absolutely littered with gravestones. There are so many attempts, but you were all absolutely right. The nymph's perfume makes this fight so much simpler. As you can see, I'm using the lightning rod and the tungsten enchantment because after about 11 or 12 deaths, I kind of stopped caring so much about fairness and just kind of wanted to end it. I've seen the attacks, I get the gist. I gotcha. What a fight, I gotta be honest with you. That felt like I was fighting a hard mode fight. Really, that did not feel like pre-Wall of Flesh. But we got her down, took care of her, and now we got some new stuff. So our Eternity Mode drop is the Sparkling Adoration. Grants immunity to Love Struck and Fake Hearts. Graze projectiles to gain up to 25% increased critical damage. Critical damage bonus decreases over time and is fully lost on hit. Your attacks periodically summon life-draining hearts with all of your emotion. So let's see what this does. We'll throw that on there. So, Graze projectiles. I suppose we better bring out our super dummy so we can take a look at that. So, projectiles, huh? Oh, okay. I see. Interesting. That is actually kind of pretty cool. And they heal me on hit as well. That sounds pretty valuable. Definitely going to want to hold on to that. What about that treasure bag? What do we got? We got 19 deviating energy and 20 gold. So what all can I make out of this? I can make all those summon items. Rune Orb. I can make the Aeolus boots, finally. And the Supreme Deathbringer Fairy, which is a combination of all these items and some Hellstone. I should be able to make them both with 19 of it. Don't know about this later game stuff. That stuff's pretty far away, so I'm not really worried about that right now. But yeah, lovely fight. Yuki is your name now. Really enjoyed that. Like I said, I loved and I hated that fight. It was quite the experience. It was quite the spectacle. But yes, Nymph's Perfume, 10 out of 10, guaranteed must-have for that fight because I'm not Leviathan. Ain't gonna be no hitting going on around here. So let's make these crazy accessories. Let's take a look here. I need a Demon Altar to make everything but the Aeolus boots, so I can throw those in there right now, make them. There's the boots. Got that. Quadruple jump. It looks like I've got 5 jumps now and lots of speed. Increases jump height and negates fall damage. So I guess I'm immune to fall damage, which is definitely going to be valuable because I certainly do like to die a lot to that. Although I've been doing pretty good so far, I gotta say. I've been doing pretty good at avoiding getting killed by doing something stupid like falling to my death. So now about this Deathbringer Fairy. It looks like I need all the Eternity Mode drops. And we can take a look at that. Got the shield. Lens I've got on. Stinger I've got on. Necromantic Brew, we've got that. Okay. Alright, and there you have it, the Supreme Deathbringer Fairy. And what a mighty accessory it is. Let's throw it right on there. There we go. We got the Skeletron hands back. This thing gives you 2 defense, grants immunity to Slimed, Berserked, Lethargic, and Infested, increases damage by 10% and armor penetration by 10, 15% increased fall speed. When you land after a jump, slime will fall from the sky over your cursor. While dashing or running quickly, you will create a trail of blood scythes. Your attacks inflict venom and spray honey that increases your life regeneration. Bees and weak corners become friendly, and summons 2 Skeletron arms to whack enemies. Supremacy not necessarily guaranteed. It is basically just exactly what it says, just an amalgamation of all of these different Eternity Mode drops, plus a little bit of Hellstone, and some deviating energy to hold it all together. And my goodness, what a lovely accessory it is. It looks very, very powerful. Probably standing a chance against the Wall of Flesh now, but unfortunately, I checked the length of the video, and it is already pushing the 30-minute mark, so today will sadly not be the end of pre-hard mode. I'm going to save that for the next episode, and then we will go into some early hard mode exploration. I will say, I have an enormous amount of crates. I think somewhere around 200-ish down there from all of the fishing that I've been doing, so I should be good to go with hard mode ores at the very start. Shouldn't have to travel very much unless they fixed that. Like they did the fishing glitch, which would be a shame. Would make me feel really dumb for collecting all of them and saving them for so long, but whatever. So like I said, I'm gonna be saving that for the next episode. We've made some very serious progress today. Got a whole pile of new items. New equipments, new enchantments, some wonderful new Eternity Mode drops, and we defeated the one, the only Deviant, who is just the start of the wild, crazy stuff that this mod is gonna throw at me down the line. Can't wait. So with all that said, I think I'm going to call it an episode here, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking me out. I really appreciate it. And as always, whatever it is, wherever you are, day or night, I hope you have a good one of those. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.